In the previous lesson, we talked about the definition of energy. We looked at the dictionary definition of energy. We also looked at the physics definition of energy. And I also gave my definition of energy. So we kind of defined energy in the previous lesson. And in this lesson, what I'd like to do is to see how energy works and talk about that and get on the same page on understanding how energy works. So for this reason, let's examine and understand how energy works. So here are a few points that I want to mention. One simple way at looking at energy is to look at energy the same way we look at water. If I took a watering can and I watered a garden bed, would the weeds grow or the flowers grow? Both, right? Water has no ability to discriminate between the weeds and the flowers. Whatever it is I water will start to grow. If I water a garden bed, after day, consistently watering a garden bed for day after day, week after weeks, you'll find the weeds and the flowers both growing. Water has no ability to discriminate between the weeds and the flowers. Energy works the same way as well, right? Energy has no ability to discriminate between what's positive and what's negative. Whatever it is I put energy into will start to grow and manifest in my life. So if I took energy and I started to invest it into negative things in my life, it will start to grow and become more negative. If I took energy and I started to invest it into positive things in my life, those things will start to grow and become more positive. Energy has no ability to discriminate between what's positive and what is negative. Whatever it is you invest energy into will start to grow and manifest in your life. So essentially, what I always like to say is that life is a manifestation of where you're investing your energy. I'll say that again. Life is a manifestation of where you're investing your energy. So critical thing to know here is that whatever you put energy into will start to grow and manifest in your life. And it's your decision and your choice to wisely discriminate who and what you want to invest your energy into. At the end of the day, there's really no such thing as good energy or bad energy. It's a frequency that we resonate with and are happy with, or it's a frequency that we don't resonate with and are not happy with. Some people listening to heavy metal music will feel uplifted by that, and that gives them upliftment. For other people, listening to heavy metal music may not be uplifting because the vibration of heavy metal music is not aligned with their vibration, right? So remember the wonderful quote by Tesla, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And I'll repeat that again for all of you. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Everything is made up of energy, and that energy is vibrating at a certain frequency. If you're aligned with that frequency, you will say that's a positive energy. If you're not aligned with that frequency, you may look at it and go, that's negative, or it's not aligned with me. So we talked about how energy works, that energy doesn't have the ability to discriminate between what's positive and what's negative. Whatever it is you invest energy into will start to grow and manifest in your life. And then we concluded by saying that life is a manifestation of where you're investing your energy. Right at this moment, you are sum total of where you've been investing your energy your entire life. So if you're 40 years old, you're a sum total of where you've been investing your energy for the last 40 years. Where you've been putting your energy in terms of how you think has resulted in where you are today. Where you've been putting your energy in terms of how you speak, what you do, what you eat, how you behave, all of that investment of your energy in the last 40 years has resulted in where you are today. Right this moment, you're a sum total of where you've been investing your energy. So 10 years from now, if you want to be in a different place, or you want to define very clearly where you want to be, then it's really important where you invest that energy, because wherever it is you invest that energy will help you get to that place you want to be 10 years from now. And remember, in a previous lesson, I talked about defining the destination, right? We need to define the destination. Where do we want to go? And once we can define that destination, we know exactly where to invest that energy. And if we can invest that energy into that destination, then that's what will start to manifest in your life. So life is a manifestation of where you invest your energy. Most people are not conscious of where they invest their energy in their life. And because of this, and because of the fact that they're not conscious in where they're investing their energy, they have all kinds of random things manifesting in their lives. And some of these things are in alignment with what they want, and some of these things are absolutely not in alignment with what they want in life. Not only things, but people as well, right? So some people invest energy into people that are not aligned with them. But because they're putting energy into those people are present in their lives, and results in their life being unhappy or miserable. So it's really, really important and that we are very conscious of where we're investing our energy into. In this lesson, I asked you to look at energy or treat energy the same way we treated water, right? Or to look at energy the same way we looked at water. So a simple analogy to explain this further is to imagine if I had a blindfold on, if I had a little piece of cloth that I tied around my head, covering my eyes so I couldn't see anything. And then I took a garden hose and I started to water a really big garden, right? The chances of me watering the same thing every day would be extremely minimal, right? Very, very slim, because I have a blindfold on, I have a garden hose, and I'm trying to water this big garden. And because I can't see what I'm watering, I'll be watering all over the place. Right? And because I'm watering all over the place, what will grow? Not very much, right? So if I had a really huge garden with so many different garden beds in this big garden, and I went out into my garden with a really long hose and a blindfold on, and hopefully I don't trip over those garden beds, but I started to water. And I only had maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes to water the garden. What would I cover? I would probably water one section of the garden today, the next day I would water another section, the next day I would water another section, because with my blindfold on, I can't see what I'm watering. I'm taking my garden hose and I'm watering all over the place. Nothing ends up growing. Most people live their lives this way. They put a little bit of energy into this, a little bit of energy into that person, a little bit of energy into that person, and then tomorrow they put energy into this person, the next day into energy into something else. And throughout their whole life, they're putting energy into so many random places, but never consistently, right? And nothing ends up manifesting in their life. Why do they do this? Because most people are distracted. In my Unwavering Focus course, I talk about the concept that my guru shared, where awareness goes, energy flows, right? If your awareness is bouncing all over the place, and we're going to cover this deeper in a further lesson, but if your awareness is bouncing all over the place, which results in you being a highly distracted person, then your energy is going all over the place. Imagine again if I took a garden hose and I just watered like this, right? Waving my arm all over the place. Nothing would get sufficient enough water for it to grow. And for most people, this is how they are. They're so distracted, their energy is going all over the place. Nothing and nobody in their life is getting sufficient energy. Those relationships, those things are not growing because of this fact. So learning to focus is so critical in learning to harness and direct our energy to something or someone that we want to manifest in our life. So to conclude, to say is that to manifest and create the life that you want, you need to invest energy, not time, into what you want. In order to do that, there are a couple of things that you need to be crystal clear about. One is that energy is finite, and two, we need to be clear of our purpose and priorities. Let's look at both of these two things in the coming lessons.